Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel. Today, we will dive into an ancient Buddhist tale passed down through history in order to teach disciples the value of generosity and why it is important to practice it regardless of our position or status. I invite you to listen to this story very closely, as there are principles in it that require deep understanding and an open mind. At one time, Buddha was living in Jetavana monastery. Once there came to that place a young man, and the Buddha ordained him. From the day that he was ordained, he was very strict in performing his duties properly. He did all duties such as sweeping the compound, the preaching hall, and the temple complex, as well as bringing water for washing and drinking, all at their proper times without being lazy. Due to his tireless work, all the lazy people were very happy. They gave 500 bowls of water daily, and that water was very useful to many hundreds of monks. This story went mouth to mouth among the monks, and finally it reached the Hall of Law, where Buddha preached in the evening. When this was being discussed there, Buddha went early to the preaching hall, and asked them, "O monks, what were you talking about before I came?" They said, "Venerable Bhante, because of the newly ordained young monk, we are becoming the beneficiaries of many things. We were talking about that." The Buddha said, "O monks, not only today has this monk been beneficial to us because of his dutifulness and punctuality, but also he was so in the past." Then the monks requested the Buddha to disclose this monk's past. This is how the former story was. Long ago, a king called Brahmadatta was ruling in Benares. At that time, the enlightenment being was born in a well-known Brahmin family. But by seeing the disadvantages of sensual desires, he renounced his lazy life and went to the Himalayan forest, joining 500 ascetics. He became their chief. At that time in the Himalayan forest, there was a severe drought. There was no rain for a long time. As the ponds and lakes dried up, and wild animals had no water to drink, they suffered a lot. One out of the 500 ascetics cut down a tree, and hollowed out a trough in which to keep water. Daily he put water from a well in this trough, constantly replenishing it. The wild animals became very happy by his efforts. They understood that because of this he had no time to go to fetch fruit for his meal. Therefore, they discussed this with each other, and determined that when each came to take water, each would bring some fruit like mangoes, jackfruit, and such other edible fruit. When this happened, there became a large quantity of fruit to be eaten by the 500 ascetics. The enlightenment being understood this situation and said to the ascetics, "We 500 obtained this sweet edible fruit without having to go into the forest because of this one ascetic who made such an effort to give water to animals. Therefore, whether you are clergy or a lazy person, everyone must make an effort to do good." The ascetic, who fetched water from a well with much effort at that time, is today this dutiful monk. The leader of those ascetics at that time was myself, who has become the Buddha. This tale teaches us that it is very important to be a generous person, regardless of our position or status. If you find this story interesting and inspirational, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button. Until next time.